Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of Kruncky Plays Mindful SMP. So the cat's out of the bag. I am in a SMP world now. I have joined the Mindful SMP as one of the founding members. And as you can see, a lot has been going on. I was on vacation while this whole world started, this whole server started. And so I did hop on to do some resource mining so I can get right into it. But as you can see, a lot has happened and this is only episode 1 for me. Let's go ahead and check out what we got when we did go mining. We got ourselves a bunch of gravel. I wonder why. And a bunch of cobblestone, some redstone. We did find some diamonds, a bunch of iron. And I had originally claimed this land. Kruncky wants a spot unless you do, and apparently someone did. Probably wasn't for their base, but you know, that's fine. It is getting kind of crowded over here, so we're going to find a new place for our base today. But yeah, I want to just walk around here because I actually haven't been on since like maybe the first day of this server, and this server is only like 3 days old, and these guys are insane. I mean, there's some people that are already on episode 3, and I'm just now recording episode 1, so yeah, things are looking great. I mean, there's a path going on. At the world spawn, there's actually a list of community things to do in case we ever run out of things to do, which is great. I think this is Kahoolo's crib right here, Kahoolo's fort. And I need to get myself familiar with what's going on around here because, like I said, I got on like the first day and just haven't had a chance to get back on. I finished my vacation just today, actually. This is the first day back. And yeah, so much has happened in here that I haven't looked at yet. So I'm going to spend some time, exploring. I don't know what I can show and what I can't show. So I probably won't show a whole lot of what's already been built. But what we are going to do is we're going to find a new place because our home has been pretty much ravaged. So let's find a new home and I'll be back in a little bit. Before we go exploring, I actually want to put this down because I feel this is kind of necessary. As you can see, that is clearly claimed land here. So we're just going to put this sign down saying, "You have violated Krunky's clearly claimed land. Please pay tax or this bridge will be shut down. 10% of all earnings of profit." That should show them. Anyway, let's go explore. So I've done a bit of exploring and I think I found the place that we're going to call home. It's not too far away actually. And what is that? I heard something about a rocket. Okay. Back this way. So yeah, it's not too far from where we originally planned on working on. But as we were so unrighteously violated, we are going to choose a new spot. And I think I'm just going to move it right over here. So I have a sign right here. We're going to put the sign down. Krunky's spot for reals this time. For reals this time. And that does it. We've claimed our land. And it's nice and flat, so that's pretty good. We have plenty of wood behind us. And yeah. I'm going to go ahead and start getting the things I need to work on the base. This is going to be our starting base. And I was thinking about doing like a dirt hut, but I decided we're going to go something a little bit bigger because as you can see, if I put up a dirt hut right here next to this and that and that and that rocket over there, yeah, that's not going to look so great here. So we are going to go all out. We're going to make ourselves a nice little starting base. I'll be back in a little bit. Well, we're not going to finish the base now. I mean, I'm going to get the resources to finish the base. So I'll be back in a little bit. It looks like there's a chicken farm that I can use, so I grabbed myself some chicken. Oh, lots of chicken to grab. But we are going to head over to this skeleton farm, which we have already set up, or someone has already set up. And I'm going to grab myself some bone because I need plenty of bone meal. And I have a feeling... Do we have... Yes. There's already a bunch of bones in here. So I'm going to grab a bunch of this and I'm going to see if I can find myself some sand. I think we have a desert set up somewhere. So I'll be back in a little bit. I found the desert, which was a good 1,000 blocks away from our community area, but that's all good because we made it here. We're going to start ravaging this land and getting ourselves some sand. So I'll be back in a little bit. I've got myself quite a bit of sand. As you can see here, we have pretty much a full inventory of sand. And yeah, looking pretty good. I am going to head back to the base and we're going to make ourselves some concrete. I'll let you know what color when we get there. That's quite a view there. Looks like this is Stalkgaming's base and it is a giant rocket. Apparently he lives in NASA and has lots of iron. Lots of gravel too. That, you know, I envy people who can build like this because you've probably known by now that I can't. But yeah, we'll get there someday, eventually. Anyways, we're almost back to the base, or I should say the base area, because we don't actually have a base set up. And this server is set on hard. I already died at the beginning of this recording this episode, and you know, my base area is not all that well lit up, so I'm going to probably have to take shelter in one of these other bases that are already built. So I'm going to do that real quick. My base is right there, or my plot is right there. I'm just going to take a little rest in... Whose base is this? I don't know whose base this is, but I'm just going to take a little break here until the sun comes up. So I'll see you guys back in a little bit. So it looks fairly safe at the moment. We have some mobs over there and over there, but we should be all right for now. As you can see, we have our sand and our gravel in the box here, and we have about 6 stacks of gravel, a little bit less than 7 stacks of gravel. We actually need a little bit more than that, and let's kill this guy while we're at it for our build. Actually, a lot more than that. But I have some light blue dye here, and we're going to grab all of that and about 7 stacks of sand as well. And we're going to build ourselves some light blue concrete powder. 3, 6, 7, 8. We can build some more, and that actually might be enough for what we need. Let's see. That's it's 10 stacks right there. Yeah, so that's enough blue concrete. We need a little bit of other colors, but we'll save that for later. We'll put that away. We need to turn this into concrete. I might actually do it just by pouring water on it after I put it up, but we'll see in a little bit. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do, and I'll be back shortly. So I got the first wall of my base up, and I'm going to fill this in by doing that. This should turn all of the concrete powder around here into just concrete. I wasn't expecting that to happen, but we're going to go I think it's every 3rd block or so, and that should give us what we need. And I think just one more and we should be good. Yep, looks like it. And we're going to jump down here and let's look at what we made. You might be able to see it behind me, but if you don't know exactly what it is, just give me a second and you will see. We are almost at the bottom. Let's run around here real quick, and that water's taking its time to clear up. But time for the big reveal, and boom. That looks familiar, doesn't it? I think it looks familiar. Let's clear these up real quick so that we can have a better look at this. And it's ironic that, you know, concrete powder turns into concrete when it hits water, but when it rains, it doesn't. But yeah, let's take a look at that. And I'm not sure if I like the positioning of those glasses. I think I might drop it down one. So let's jump up here real quick and clear this top layer out. And that should do. We'll fill this in up here. We'll turn this black, and we should have to run down here, and we should be able to pick up the concrete that fell out. I'm sure there's some on this side. Yep. And let's jump back up here. Clear out room for the glasses. I messed up on that, but it's all good. We'll scaffold over here. Clear that out. Add that. Add our glasses. And we'll see how that looks. Let's clear this scaffolding. That's all cleared out. Let's pick up our concrete. And let's take another look. Much better. Now this is going to be on just the front face of our base. The entrance for this base is going to be a little interesting, so let me finish making up the walls on this and I'll be back to work on the door. So I'm in a predicament where I've made too much light blue concrete powder and not enough black concrete powder. So we got our front and our sides all in blue. We don't have our corners in black. And we'll have to fill this up when we get some dirt. But we also don't have a roof for this yet. It's going to be a black concrete roof. But we don't have any black concrete. So we're probably going to have to go back, get some more gravel. We also need some dirt to patch up the ground in the back. Because as you can see, this kind of drops off here. And that's not so great when you want to build a base. So we're going to grab some dirt, some gravel, and we'll finish this up. So we got all the concrete powder that we needed. And we also got the dirt that we needed. So we're going to quickly first work on the dirt. I'm going to break this down so we can get in. And then one more so we can get in once this is all set up. And what we're just going to do is we're going to set these down to continue this pattern that it already has. So that we don't, you know, we're not good at terraforming. So we're just going to do this until we get all the way around. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but let's take this guy out first. You know, there's probably an easier way to terraform things like this, but, you know, I'm not that great at terraforming. So we'll just do this the hard way. And of course I didn't grab enough dirt. So we'll finish that up later. We do need to get back up there somehow. And we actually need to turn all this concrete powder into concrete before we go up there. Because we don't have anything to set this concrete down onto. So we're going to grab this powder. Actually, we're going to grab some water first. We'll just drop that right there. We'll grab our powder. Powder in our offhand. Pickaxe in our forehand. And we'll just do the old-fashioned concrete building. Once I get all this set up, I'll be back in a little bit. So just my luck. It's raining and I had a creeper blow me up. Yeah, no excuses. But we grab more dirt. We have our black concrete. And we're almost ready to fill all this in. And I think I'm just going to do it up until here. That's good for now. We can always come back and fix it later. I don't need to get back in actually, so we'll close that up. Pickaxe is almost worn down, but that's all good. We'll use some powder to get up here. And we should have just enough black concrete to finish this off. We're just gonna make a nice black roof. And then yeah, we should be done with at least the visible part of this base. Let's quickly run this in. And yeah, filling in the center area is going to take a little bit of time, so I'm actually going to do this off camera. I'll fill this in, I'll be back in a second. We've got our ceiling in, so all that we have left now is the door. And I kind of want the door to, well, I want that to be the door, my goatee. And I want it to be flush with the wall here. So the only thing that we can do is a wall that will retract and then get pulled out of the way. I have a door in mind, but I don't have any pistons. And doors are kind of hard to do without pistons. So let's baby zombie villager. That is a first for me. But yeah, we need to find some pistons and possibly some other redstone thingies, but pistons for sure. So I'm gonna see if anybody has any slimes that I can borrow, and I'll be back in a little bit. And the rain cleared up finally. But yeah, I'm gonna look for some slime blocks. I'll be back in a little bit. So we've grabbed all the materials that we need for this door, but the only problem we have is time. I actually don't have enough time to build this door in this episode, so this will be the first thing that we work on in the next episode. But today was a pretty productive day. I mean, I have a arrow in my neck, but in terms of productivity, this is pretty good. I mean, compared to the other people and what they have so far, I mean, it's not that great, but for me, this is pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out great. If you look at it from this way, I mean, it doesn't match my skin, but it does match my logo, and that's what I was going for. Anyways, one thing I do want to ask is if you like this video, please go down and hit that like button. And if you really like this episode and you want to check more out of the Mindful SMP series, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure your notifications are set so that you will get notifications of my uploads. Also, be sure to check out the rest of the Mindful crew. And yeah, that's all I got for today. So until the next episode, I'll see you next time. Have a good night. See ya.